Now, for our next segment, Malaysians have been witness to a growing spat and then an attempt at reconciliation between Datuk Seri Anwar Ibrahim and Datuk Seri Azmin Ali over a sex video scandal that blew up in June. Mr. Anwar is the president of Parti Keadilan Rakyat, while Mr. Azmin, his deputy in the same party, is Malaysia's Economic Affairs Minister. Mr. Azmin was at first implicated as one of the two men shown in the video engaging in sexual acts. Now, former PKR youth leader Haziq Aziz has confessed to be in the video and claimed that the other man with him was Mr. Azmin. Last week, the police said that they could not identify the people in the video, effectively clearing Mr. Azmin. Here to tell us more about the tense relationship between Mr. Anwar and Mr. Azmin is Assistant Foreign Editor Leen. Hi, Lee.
Hi.
So what exactly have the two men been fighting about?
You know, it's like that signature scene in a John Woo movie. I don't know if you're probably too young to remember John Woo movies, but you know, you have the two men facing off with their guns pointed at each other's heads, and you get the sense that neither of them is going to be walking away unscathed from the confrontation. So, of course, this is a war of words. No guns were involved. Basically, Mr. Azmin has said that the video is an insider plot designed to destroy his political career, implying that it was Mr. Anwar and his supporters who were behind it. Mr. Anwar has denied any allegations that he was the so-called alleged mastermind, but he had said that if Mr. Azmin was found to be in the video, then he should step down as Economic Affairs Minister. Now, the police have said that while they cannot verify the identities of the people in the video is very likely to be authentic, and they have said that a leader of a political party has paid hundreds of thousands of ringgit to produce it.
Okay, but they're from the same party in the ruling coalition, so shouldn't they try to get along and work together?
Yeah, so this is the party president and his deputy. They are the largest party within the ruling coalition. The political observers say that the rift between the two men actually began over 5 years ago after the 2013 general elections, when there was a tussle within the party to work out who was going to be the Menteri Besar of Selangor. Now, Mr. Azmin eventually took up the post, and he has been a rising political star since. Today, the observation is the tussle between the two men is over who becomes the next Prime Minister. Now, Mr. Anwar is the designated successor to Prime Minister Mahathir Mohamad. However, Mr. Azmin has been given the very powerful economic affairs post. And he has also, there is talk that he is the blue-eyed boy of Dr. Mahathir. So this seems to be where the two rivals are tussling for now.
I understand. So what happens now? The video is out there, but Mr. Azmin has not been implicated. He's been, well, kind of cleared. So what's going to happen right now?
It looks like the two men have packed away their guns. They have backed away slowly. And they have both agreed that they should work together as a team, both in the interest of the party as well as for the country. So olive branches seem to have been waved. But I think most of us who watch Malaysian politics would know that there is never a dull day in Malaysian politics. There could very well be a sequel. Both Mr. Anwar and Mr. Azmin held separate Thanksgiving prayers last night at separate events with their supporters within the party. Mr. Azmin has also said that he is loyal, but his loyalty has its limits. He didn't expand on that, so you know we'll just have to take that for what it means. Meanwhile, the police investigations continue to determine who are the people, the so-called people involved in the offences of committing unnatural sex acts. In Malaysia, gay sex is still illegal. And of course, there is also a separate offence about distributing obscene material on the internet. So those investigations are still being carried on. Don't forget, there are still two very key people in police custody at the moment. One of them is Haziq Aziz, who was the person who claimed that it was Mr. Azmin in the video with him. And the other person is Mr. Anwar's political secretary, Farhaj Mubarak. So it remains to be seen whether anyone from the party will be prosecuted in relation to the video. So you know, yeah, do watch this space in the Straits Times.
So when you said that it could be a sequel, it could be the conclusion to this video. So hopefully the whole affair can be wrapped up quickly.
Could be, yes, yeah. I know Singaporeans like a conclusion. They want a very neat story. They want 10 findings, and that's it. But again, this is Malaysian politics. So when I say a sequel, this might die down. The sex video might die down. But I think the grand prize being who will lead the country next, you could see the sequel in a different form.
But surely this whole affair has damaged the reputation of the party, and how will it change the public's perception of the party?
Yeah. So even Prime Minister Mahathir has stepped in to basically tell them to stop squabbling, and especially stop squabbling in public, because it looks very bad for a first-term administration to have this kind of power tussle going on in the public eye. I think there was a story last week that the average person on the street in Malaysia is tired of reading all about the bickering. They want the administration to carry on with governing the country and addressing the issues that affect your everyday voters, things like cost of living, the economy, climate change. We have water shortages in the capital city, things like that. So yes, but hopefully if they quieten down, they should be able to recover from the fallout.
I hope so too. Thank you, Eileen.
Thanks.
Thank you.